Okay, when you think of a premium cigar, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Is it, these stuffy old clubs with a bunch of intimidating rules? Well, today we're going to blow that stereotype to pieces and explore how this ancient pleasure can actually be a rich, personal, and, yeah, conscious experience for pretty much anyone.
So to get to that really personal, conscious experience, we've got to first break down the biggest wall that keeps people out of this world in the first place. And it's all built on one single, powerful myth.
Is this whole world really just an exclusive club for the rich and snobby? A place where you have to spend a fortune just to feel like you belong? Well, the source material we're digging into today says that is one of the biggest misconceptions out there. And this quote right here, wow, it just gets right to the heart of it all. The idea is to completely reframe the entire experience. See, it's not about the price tag. It's all about your mindset. What this is telling us is that a conscious, present enjoyment, not the cost, is what truly defines a premium experience.
Okay, so how do you actually learn to enjoy that 15 € cigar to its absolute fullest? Well, the materials we're looking at here propose a very specific path, a guided program that's designed to take you on that exact journey.
So, the CigarFati Academy is laid out as this structured, 6-week program, and it's positioned not as some course for experts, but really as an attempt to democratize the knowledge of premium tobacco, to strip away all the elitism and pretension that can be such a barrier.
And when you look at who this is for, the scope is incredibly broad. It goes from absolute beginners who just want to get the fundamentals down, all the way to really experienced smokers who might be searching for a deeper connection to the whole ritual. It even includes people who work in the industry and folks who are just curious about the culture behind it all.
So let's take a look at how this program is actually structured. It's laid out not just as a class, but as this 6-stage journey, and it's all designed to build toward what they're calling conscious mastery.
You can see this really clear progression over the 6 weeks. It kicks off with the absolute foundations, the history, the anatomy, the core techniques. From there, it dives into the practical skills of tasting and identifying quality. And what's really cool is how it then moves from the product itself to how you care for it, before expanding out to the experience of pairing, and finally, the social side of things. You can see how each stage just logically builds on the one before it. So for example, when they hit conservation in week 4, the focus isn't just on, here's how to store your cigars. The whole idea is to teach you the skills to protect your investment and maybe even to actively improve it through aging. It's a real shift from being a passive consumer to becoming an active curator of your own collection. But what truly makes this whole thing different isn't just what you learn, it's really about how you learn to experience it. This is where we get into the core philosophy, what they call the CigarFati way. And what's so interesting here is the direct contrast they draw. On one side, you have that old stereotype, all the pretension, the rigid rules, the intimidation. And on the other, they're proposing this brand new approach based on authenticity and what they call knowledge that frees. The goal seems to be shifting the focus from following some external rulebook to developing your own internal compass.
And this really gets to the absolute core of their philosophy. It's all about learning to connect with your own body and to trust your own palate. Instead of trying to conform to what some expert says you should be tasting, the focus is on listening to the signals your own senses are sending you. The whole point is knowledge that liberates you rather than intimidates you. So you go on this 6-week adventure. You embrace this new philosophy. What's the payoff? What does your new reality actually look like? What does it feel like? Well, the program promises benefits that build up over time. In the short term, it's about practical confidence, knowing the right technique in any social setting. Then, over the medium term, it's about developing your palate and your skills in conservation. But the ultimate goal, the lifelong takeaway, seems to be a much broader philosophy of mindful pleasure that could go way beyond just cigars.
This right here really frames the ultimate takeaway. The whole journey is positioned as being about so much more than just the act of smoking. It's presented as a way to connect with an ancient art form and to become an active participant in a living, breathing cultural tradition.
Now, just shifting from the why to the how for a second, the source material also points out a key detail about the learning environment itself. To make sure this journey is personal, quality is prioritized over quantity. This number, 15, that's the maximum size of each group, which keeps the whole experience focused and intimate. So, after breaking all this down, the core idea seems to be this. It's not about becoming an expert just to impress other people. It's about developing a personal, conscious practice that enriches your own life. And the final question the material really leaves you with is, are you ready to make that shift in perspective?